Do we believe that supporting all historical films is patriotism? Culture has always been the mirror of the societies in a state. People express their feelings, emotions, thoughts, and even complaints much more distinctively through art rather than through words. In recent decades, filmmaking has gained a huge role in humans' life, alongside music and literature. However, there are some significant differences in the way how they affect on the content perception. These differences predetermine why films actually are not the best demonstration of patriotism. First and foremost, films are mainly made with the aim of entertainment. Viewers seldomly have time to think about each detail thoroughly since they give only a quick glance. They don't want to strain themselves in their leisure time. Thus, there's a high probability of history events being taken not seriously enough, unfortunately. Moreover, films provide us with a made up in advance picture of history. We can see what the scriptwriter and the director wanted to show us, but we don't know what happened in real life. The incomes, by the way, from the showings and box offices always in the filmmaker's hands and cast salaries. So, what's the point? Does it somehow help to make patriotism like more widely understandable? No. Undoubtedly, there are some benefits like people get informed with effortlessly accessible information and materials. But it would be a consequent question. Do films really make a change? Isn't the understanding quality a victim of being widely shown? What's the purpose of such sort of patriotism if people may still stay indifferent?
Supporting historical movies is not the only way to state one's love for the country. To be more specific, rather than holding out on a pointless way to entertain by looking back on the past, it would be much better to live for the present and looking forward to the future. It doesn't mean that historical movies value nothing and don't help society to remember their ancestors, yet it brings little or no actual benefit to society. It would be more realistic to support science and technology, which serves the developments in the future, medical and hospitality to prevent diseases and reduce death rates, and education. Patriotism is, to my way of thinking, is not only providing moral values but also material ones. What can interfere from this is that showing support to historical movies is not the only way to prove one's nationalism. Furthermore, are historical movies really worth our support? Historical films also take money from viewers and their supporters in the name of patriotism. It needs to be reconsidered whether or not film studios are making use of this work to gain more support from citizens. And is it acceptable to make money from what our ancestors have achieved and the sacrifice of soldiers fighting for independence?
President Ho Chi Minh once wrote, "People have a patriotic passions. That is our precious traditions. Every time our country was invaded, the spirit grew, and it's like a huge wave. It can run through all the dangers, all the hardness, all the difficulties. And that is why it is easy for us to take a fight back, take a against of a statement, because patriotism is expressed in many ways, not just watching all historical films or historical dramas." Like what Ngan have said, rather than holding up on a pointless way, just watching historical films from the past, I think that it's better to live for the present and looking forward to the future. The country has a lot of achievements that each and every one of us has to make it, and it's our responsibility to promote and support them. For example, we must support the technological achievements or artistic achievements, which will be better for the future of the country. And here we have some points and example for that patriotism just not shown by watching all historical films, but also shows in many other ways. First of all, is through the struggles against nature and the enemies. The Vietnamese people understand the very definitions of brotherhood. Comrade soon become a prominent cultural characteristic of Vietnam. And this one, the primordial community elements were soon united, which becoming the basis for the development of patriotism, solidarity, national pride, and anything else. And we can see that in time of hardship, these points can be shown out really clearly. And secondly, in the battle against COVID-19 pandemic, which is happening right now, with the traditional quality of loving, we can see that Vietnamese does not just take care about their health, their own health, but also take care for the community, for everyone. That can make a strong word of public sentiment for the state to care for affected people. So, from all of this point, our group choose the against that patriotism is not just shown by by the watching all historical dramas, but also shown by understanding of the history, uh, individual of the country, the sense of development to make the country become more richer. These are the most realistic acts of patriotism. And thank you for listening.